good morning, Glue Troopers. I hope you're doing well this morning. A lot of you have asked about the conversation that I got to have with Hiro Hane-san, the general manager of international sales at Tamiya Models, during my visit to JD Hobbies in California. So I thought I would talk about that a little bit. Of course, there was myself, Louis Lee, who owns the shop, Mike Mashat of Celebrating Aviation with Mike Mashat. And one of the things we talked about was how Tamiya goes about deciding what models they're going to make. Actually, new molds, new ideas. And they say they get a lot of their information of what to build from finding out what the model builders want, talking to them. And that's one of the reasons they're doing a couple of different P38 models that turned out to be a very popular one. And something I thought I would add to the mix on that is a lot of you guys have commented what you'd like to see is a 1/32 scale X15. And that would be perfect, especially given that the gift to Hane-san was Mike's print of Joe Ingles' X15 flight. And I think I'll send an email to Lou the next time he talks to Hane-san, tell him that that was something that people were really interested in. That would probably be an excellent thing for Tamiya to make. Something that I had suggested was the Polikarpov I-16. I don't think Tamiya does one, at least not that I could find. And that's kind of new territory for them, and it is a popular model. Something that I suggested he might also look at is the possibility of a series of economy cars from the 70s, and have a logic behind that. And I'm talking about everything from the little Vegas and Chevettes to the Datsuns and all that stuff. These were the vehicles of my youth, and a lot of us boomers, that was our first car or the one we drove to school or had in college. So there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it. And he actually took a few notes on that, and we chatted about that for a while. I also mentioned to him that I was building the Tamiya 1/32 scale F4J, and the incredible coincidence that the very airplane they chose was the aircraft of my next door neighbor. And I showed him the video of me having Colonel John sign the box, and of course mentioning Louis Lee's project for the series Boxed History. So who's to say what will resonate and what may come to pass thanks to our meeting. And we talked about a possible trip to Japan next year. So primarily talking about the processes, the selection process for new models, some ideas of our own, and just the industry in general. I did not realize that although we all think of Tamiya as a kit model company, that's actually a piece of their business. Of course, they do a huge business in radio-controlled models and cars. And so when they say there's 70 presses going down in Cebu, that's not 70 presses that are just cranking out models. They're also cranking out all of their RCs and their cars and all that kind of stuff. So that was really educational for me, and I would just love to go visit the factory in Japan, which is smaller than the operation in Cebu, but still makes plenty of products. So I hope that answers some of your questions about what we were talking about and what we did during the visit. And guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm off to work, so take care of yourselves. I'll see you when I get back. And as always, model on. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Boxed History, where today we'll be using the Tamiya F4J 1/32 scale kit to help tell the story of Major Lee Lassiter and Captain John Cummings. the only Marine crew to get a confirmed air-to-air kill in the Vietnam War. Their aircraft is the very aircraft that's represented in this magnificent kit by Tamiya Models.